Yo, what's up? It's your boy Knock Rio, coming live from Copacabana, Rio de Janeiro. I'm in the studio tonight, just working on uh, this not a tutorial, but it's just showing you my process of mixing. What I've been doing is going back to a lot of the old beats that I've created in the past when I only had my laptop and I was using my TV as like my monitors. It's just kind of crazy. So I'm going back, even though I did a pretty good job with kind of getting things arranged and how I liked it. I'm going back now and I'm doing remixes on those beats. Just remixing them down just to get them to bring them up a little bit. Back then, I kind of subscribed to the minus 14 LUFS thing for like Spotify and Amazon and putting your music out there or whatever. And my beats just never sounded loud as everybody else's. And so finally I got away from that. I was like, yo, this is not going to work. So now I, mastered to maybe like -8, -9. And so a lot of the old beats don't have the volume that the new beats have. So I'm just going back through and it's kind of fun listening to old beats that I did before, taking them, consolidating them, working on them, and getting some new mixes on them. So that's what I'm doing here tonight. So we're going to go through this process. I just set up my OBS today. Finally got that working with Pro Tools now, so I can do all these tutorials or whatever, or can do little shows showing you my process. I think that's something I want to add back to my YouTube again. I was doing it before, but now I'm kind of set up to do it again. So hopefully you enjoy what you see. Let's get ready to jump in here and get started. I'll let you know ahead of time that I've got 3 monitors. I've got 2 monitors here in front of me, and then I got a monitor in the booth as well. They're all connected, so this screen actually spreads across, Pro Tools spreads across all those 3 screens. So I can have my window here is going to be for the tracks or whatever. The window here is the mix window. Let's see. Oops, I don't want to do that. So whenever I click on one of those screens, it's going to change the screen. So I just didn't want to have to mess with actually flipping the screen so I can show you what I'm doing or whatever. I just wanted to automatically do it. So if I click somewhere and I click away from it pretty quickly, it's just because my mouse was on the other screen or whatever. That's neither here nor there. But I already started this mix because I started recording before and then I realized the audio from the DAW wasn't coming through. And so I had to restart again. I kind of got the drums where I like them, so I'm not going to change it. You can see here's my drum folder here. I've got a template that I have already set. I imported the tracks, and I can stick them where they go. So I've got some stuff in the synths. I got stuff in the pianos and the bass and in the guitar folders here already set to go. And then I've got my drums kind of already in here and mixed to where I want them to be. So we're going to start playing this right now. We'll start playing the file. You should be able to hear that now since I got that squared away. But the drums are kind of in a place where I like them and where they should be at. I'm using Maxim on a lot of these channels. Draw down the threshold on it. Sometimes I draw down the ceiling just to kind of keep making sure we're not clipping or anything like that. It helps a lot. But I love Maxim. You're going to see me use that quite a bit. You can see it all across all of these tracks here for the drums. I got the one set of drums, one percussions. I put relay on it. I've got that spread out here about 50 some odd percent, 53% or so, to widen it out just a little bit. I kind of like the direction of where we are. All of this now is going to route to my drum aux, which is here. I'm going to take these channels and just send them out to the drum aux. So I'm going to go to track and I'm going to find that drum aux, which is here. And now you can see I've got something appearing here on this particular channel. So I'm just going to send them all over there. Now that I select it, I can select it from bus. And we're going to send them all over here. Almost there. Oops. So now those are going there. Now this folder is a routing folder too. So this drum aux is going to come out to this routing folder, which is called drums. And now you see I've got sound here coming here. I can control this from here. I can do inserts on here, which I probably will. I'm going to go ahead here and throw a little Maxim on that aux. There's probably other things I can use, but tonight I'm just going to use stuff that I typically will touch when I'm recording and when I'm mixing. I like Maxim, it just brings stuff right to the front. If you want to do any other type of compression and stuff like that here, you can do that as well. Got the Fairchild, maybe we'll put the Fairchild on here for the drums. We'll draw the threshold down just a little bit. It's got a little gap in the audio right there. Let's start it again. Fairchild sounds nice, right? Just brought some nice character to the drums. Around here 4, compressing to about -3 now on the meter. If I bypass it, this is what the drums sound like. They sound nice, but they're a little dull. That Fairchild just kind of brought them right out. That's unbypassed. There's a little more movement to it. Okay, I'm going to close the drum folder up. We're going to go into the synths. All right. See how that came right out. I'm going to click on Alt and just slide this Maxim over. This is one of the main melodies, actually. Sounds a little strange in this codec that we're using for this for the software that I use. Sounds a little bit flanged or something, so it'll probably sound just a little bit different later. previous mix. Let's send these out to the synth aux. Pro Tools because it just seems like you just put things in their space very easily, you know, panning wise or whatever. And I think I love Cakewalk, which I was using before, but that was just something I struggled with, just creating space. Synth aux, we're going to go to our synth folder. Now we can control both of these, all of the drums and all the synths with one fader. And then you can blend them how you want. Sounds nice right there. I don't even think I'm going to do anything to it. No, I think I'm going to leave it just like it is. Let's close this folder. Let's go to the pianos. At. Okay, that's kind of supportive. Nice. Okay. See how when you pan it, if you leave it like this, you barely hear it. You could barely hear it. There, but you pan it and all of a sudden it's in its own space. Won't belabor it too much, we'll just keep on moving. Those to the piano aux. We're going to take that piano aux, throw it to the piano folder. All right, let's see what this bass sounds like. Or actually, we had some guitars here. Hear that in a second. Just kind of an accent. This codec just sounds weird in my ears. That's not what that sounds like. Oh my God. Sounds totally different coming through here. Give this is kind of its own space. Back it off just a little bit. Send this out to the guitar aux. Those auxes are nice too because you can put other processing on them if you want without having to go back into the channels if you want to affect the whole, you know, the whole deal. Then we got like our mid-range. That's here. That's this mid-range track here. This is what the EQ looks like for that. To tackle just the mid-range, nothing outside. Concentrate some focus on that, and you can kind of parallel that into your mix a little bit. You can parallel it in and try to get the sound that you want. You know, it definitely helps a lot. Let's go ahead and work on this bass really quickly. Should be a bass here. There we go. For bass, I like rare. Attenuate a little bit. Maybe about 2. Bring back the bandwidth just a little bit. Headphones I'm not really used to, so I gotta be careful with the bass because I really don't know what it sounds like, if it's overwhelming or what, because they don't have a lot of bass response. This is AKG K240 cheap headphone. I had to kind of go with what I could get here in Brazil. The better headphones are in the booth for the artist, of course. So I don't use these a lot for mixing, but it's cool to kind of check things out. I'll probably do a little more mixing with them. So let's put this in our bass aux. I'm going to send that out to its folder. gonna hope that bass is in the right place. If not, we can make adjustments in the monitors. I can't have the monitors on now because it'll just feed back. But that's generally it. That's kind of where I wanted to go with the mix. Sounds a lot like what I had before. Just kind of got things balanced back into place where they were. When I exported it, we had to kind of make some adjustments so things weren't clipping and stuff like that. So it took a little bit just to kind of just move it around a little bit. But you can see I don't do a whole lot of huge moves or anything like that. It's really just about, for me, it's about bringing the sound to the front a little bit more, having it fill the spectrum a little bit, finding some space for things, and having it be fairly balanced where nothing's like standing out crazy unless it's supposed to like really lead the track or whatever. So now what I'm going to do is go through a little bit of what I do for like to master the track somewhat. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to add a master fader. We'll go with a stereo master fader here. I know a lot of people don't. We see that showed up here. A lot of people don't use the master fader to put effects on and things, but for making beats and stuff like that, I don't really mind doing that. If I'm going to print a mix or whatever, I can print a mix right in the box, but I don't necessarily do that for beats. I'll just bounce it down or whatever. It works out pretty fine for me. So I'm going to do what my normal mastering chain is on here, and then we'll see if we can bring the sound out just a little more. See kind of where we're hitting here, especially when the drums come in. If we got to turn it down a little bit, we will. So we're up there just a little bit. What I can do, I could actually group all of these and bring them down. What I'm gonna do is just take them down a little bit. I could have grouped them and brought them down or whatever, but I'm not really concerned about that so much. But we're not really clipping now either, not a whole lot, so probably more than what we want there. Let's drop this down just a little bit more still. Just small, quick adjustments here. Close enough, all right? So, and then what I like to add on my master, the G3 Multibus Comp from SSL. You can solo things out by clicking these little headphone buttons, the mids and the highs and the lows. Kind of tells you where you are. Let's listen to it all together. Bring the threshold down just a little bit. I'm not going to compress a huge amount here. Bring it down a little bit. Sometimes I'll add a little drive. Push a little bit in the mids. Not clipping here. I'm gonna see when those drums come back in, where we sit. In fact, let's go here. We can drive a little bit more into the compressor. Not a whole lot, but we can drive into it a little bit. I typically go to my Shadow Hills. It's got two meters here. This is for the discrete, and this is for the optical. I like to kind of bring my discrete threshold up. You want to be hitting around somewhere between -2, -3. Bring the recover, bring the attack down to about -5. We'll make the ratio like 4. Gain it up a little bit. Normally take my mono maker, put it up around 200 or so. Kind of center my bass frequencies. Oh, you know what? We didn't link these parameters. I want to link the parameters. And I put it on mid-side. We're hitting about that -2 area right there, so not too much. Just driving a little bit, but not too much. Let's start with our optical. I like SPL iron. Typically like my red. I'll start off with like the New York. Put on maybe silicone. Limit. Sometimes I do a little EQ and stuff like that. I'm not going to get into all that tonight. I think we're pretty close to where I want to be right now. If I was doing a bigger mix with vocals and stuff, then yeah, we'd probably go do some EQ, but I like a TR5 stealth limiter. It's a quick limiter that we can use. Find out kind of what kind of works. Alright, so that's kind of my process. It's not too intense. It just kind of gets the beat into a place where the rapper might want to rap on it or the singer might want to sing on it, something that we can complete and get ideas for. So it doesn't have to be super complex. Like you saw, I used a lot of, Maxim. There's some other compressors and stuff in there. I like the Fairchilds, the 660 and the 670s. I like that. I like the TR-76 and stuff. I use that a lot for vocals, LA2A type stuff. All that comes in the vocals, but this is really just like the beat production. Kind of gets it forward. It kind of gets it in a place where there's some energy to it. You can kind of get an idea what it's going to sound like later on. So that's really what the goal is, but I'm glad that you got to hang out with me. I'm glad that I got to do this test. Sorry you didn't get to see all the way from the beginning, but now that I know how to do things, I'll be making more of these videos and just mixing stuff down and trying to be a little more visible for you guys, all right? So once again, it's your boy Knock Real, Copacabana, Rio de Janeiro. We out. Peace.